And welcome back to the show floor here live at NAB 2019. You know, one thing that really differentiates good quality video from bad quality video is the sound of the audio. In fact, a lot of people say you can forgive bad video, but no one forgives really bad audio. And with that in mind, we are here at VocalBooth.com with Freddie Gately. Freddie, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, absolutely. Glad to be here.
So these are very cool, portable or prefabricated vocal booths. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely, all of the above. So what we do is we do a modular recording studios or sound control environments. We started about a 4x4 size, which would be just great for your home office or for somebody just getting started in the VO industry. We go up to a 16 by 32 foot size. So even for like sound stages, we do a lot of stuff with manufacturing. You really never know who we're going to work with. That's kind of part of the exciting part of it.
So it's not just for video production, you do this for industrial customers too?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's really crazy is when you pick up the phone, we may be a voiceover artist, it may be a singer. We do a lot of stuff for a lot of Grammy-nominated, Grammy-winning singers. We've done stuff for Mariah Carey, Lady Gaga, for Muse, and Pearl Jam recently even. But we also do stuff for a lot of voice actors that are getting going. A lot of radio shows are come from this. Education is a huge part of our market. You never know if your facilities are going to be moving maybe the next year when you're in the higher education market. So being able to build out our booth, which is just modular, it classifies as portable furniture, so it doesn't require all of the permitting and electrical and crazy structural things like that. We also do a lot of stuff in manufacturing. We do stuff with the government. We do video surveillance conferencing stuff. We do stuff for law enforcement, for the military. So it can literally be almost, there's somebody new calling for something new and crazy, and we'll say yes and see what we can do to help them control sound.
I'm sure you would. What would you say is the strangest use of the product you've ever come across?
The strangest use? I don't know if I can say that we do have them in Guantanamo Bay, but we may or may not.
But you're not going to say that you don't have them.
But yeah, so in fact, actually, I just got a really strange one the other day, is that a museum said that they wanted a exhibit that was a recording studio that would rotate. So we built a pentagon booth with a bunch of nice big windows and stuff that somebody can go into in part of a museum exhibit and then sing inside of there. And the entire time the thing's rotating. I didn't ask too many more questions because we had enough to figure out. They get to figure out how that all actually works and rotates. But yeah, we were able to pull it off really quickly. Even just recently, we get a lot of calls from Apple and stuff to do things for their iPhones. We just did some testing enclosures for trash can lids, and so it can be all over the mark.
So obviously, if you have an existing structure and you want to put a vocal booth in it, this is a great solution. Would you recommend anyone consider this for a new build if they're building something new from scratch, or do you think a permanent vocal booth still has advantages over something like this?
You betcha. So a big thing is how much isolation do you really need to get? If you're really looking at spending that $1 million that it takes to build a full, really isolated space, you have to go deep when you're going to do that, though. You got to cut, channels in your slabs. You got to fill that with gel. You're going to be double studding all of your walls, but then you're going to be putting that on isolators, and then you got to think about the ceiling, hat channels, and then what kind of sheetrock you're going. It can very quickly add up to millions of dollars. So a lot of clients in brand new builds are finding that they can do our products in there for about a third of the cost, and it's something that they can take with them. They can expand. They can change later. So if you don't need to hit the crazy high level testing of like an anechoic chamber, then our products work absolutely wonderful for a new build.
And what about, obviously, if you're going to put a vocal booth in and then maybe in a year or two move to a different space, it's great that you can then take it with you. But what if you are actually a portable, a guy that might want to move it every month, like he's going from a project site to a project site to a project site. Are there ways of making these more portable so that you can put it up in a couple hours, take it down in a couple hours, something like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our 4x4 only requires 8 bolts to put together. The entire booth comes in these 4-foot panels. So anywhere that you see a seam on our booth or a door panel, that's a finished panel. The window's a finished panel. You can decide how you want those to go together. They're all interchangeable. And everything is T-nutted, so it just bolts in metal on metal. So you're not going to get a bunch of wood fatigue or anything by using wood screws in there. So, for portability, we even do things on casters. So we have people that will even take them fully assembled and then roll them right out of a crate onto a trade show. We did some really fun stuff for a concert tour for, I can't remember her name, but I know it was for BlackBerry. and maybe her name will come back to me. And they were rolling all these out, and you could sing your favorite song and do a karaoke thing. They turned it into it was a Madonna tour, so it was a little while back, and they turned it into a ringtone. But they would bring 12 of these things off in there. People would go in and record, and they put them right back up onto the trailer. So, we even did a portable solution for Lady Gaga. She was really liking the sound. She was using it backstage to warm up and stuff in, liked the tone. She wanted it moved onto her bus. And so we bolted it right into her bus. She had a 4x6 space to go in there and to record a lot of her album in it.
That's really interesting. Now, I see we have one right next to us here. I don't know if this is going to work that well for the viewers online here, but here we're on the trade show environment. You can probably hear there's some ambient noise, but maybe why don't we walk in and then close the door and see if there's a big difference.
Sounds great. I'll be right after you.
All right, here we go. Wow. Here, sneak a bit closer so we can still see you on camera here, but. Boy.
Right away, you can feel the compression in your voice.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we sound better. We have, it's just a really nice space. We're in a Diamond series here, which has no parallel walls. So even though we've got some of these windows and stuff here, it's not going to be stacking up and creating too many reflections.
Right, yeah, you definitely feel like I can hear so much more sort of a bass response, and it's like a crisp sound.
Yeah.
Now, it strikes me, you must have some heat issues here. Do you guys air condition these?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the biggest thing, and that's why a lot of people need to come out of their closet where they've been recording, is because of the heat issue. Even people that have tried to make their own booths, heat's a big issue. So we've tried to stay ahead of that with our ventilation system. Our ventilation system is completely quiet. It's running full on right now.
This is on right now.
This is on. This is running over about 130 cubic feet per minute per fan. So it's going to exchange out this air probably about every 4 to 6 minutes. It's going to bring whatever the ambient air is out there, circulated down through the booth, and then right back out. So we've got quiet fan technology. We've got nice vent mufflers to keep the sound from coming in here.
That sounds fantastic, and it sounds fantastic in here. Freddie Gately from VocalBooth.com.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for this interview right now, but we'll be back with another interview in just a few minutes, so please stay with us right here on Live Now.